Gianni Versace's fearlessness transformed fashion and queer activism. Hi, I'm Chris with a K, and welcome back to the channel. This week in queer history, we're looking back at one of the most revolutionary figures in fashion, Gianni Versace. Born on December 2nd, 1946, Versace was not just a fashion designer, he was also a groundbreaking advocate for queer visibility.
This week in queer history, stories told with love and glee.
Gianni Versace was an Italian fashion designer who built more than a brand. He built a movement. Versace redefined high fashion in the 1980s and 90s with his vibrant colors, theatrical runway shows, and audacious designs that merged art with fashion. He challenged traditional ideas of what clothing should be, celebrating flamboyance and individualism. Gianni was open about his relationship with Antonio D'Amico, which in the 1990s was a radical act in itself, considering the stigma around queer relationships. This visibility helped challenge norms within the fashion industry and beyond. During the 1980s, the LGBTQ community was hit hard by the AIDS crisis. Gianni's visibility and unapologetic approach to his identity contributed significantly to breaking down stigmas associated with being gay during that challenging period. Unlike many in the fashion industry of his time, Gianni actively included models and muses from the LGBTQ community and from diverse backgrounds. This wasn't just about fashion, it was a bold statement of empowerment. He put queer visibility on the runway, but Versace went even further than this. If you're enjoying this journey through queer history, please like, subscribe, and share this video to help others discover our rich past. Keep learning about our vibrant history and celebrate our unsung heroes. Your support helps keep our stories alive. This video is brought to you by fashion, because without our queer fashion designers, what would we even be wearing? From Tom Ford to Christian Dior to Gianni Versace, they have pushed the boundaries of fashion and helped us all express our truest selves in style. Now let's take a deeper look at Gianni Versace's influence. He helped create the supermodel. Gianni Versace was pivotal in creating the supermodel phenomenon of the 1990s. He revolutionized the fashion world by bringing together models like Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista, and Cindy Crawford, turning them into cultural icons. In 1991, Versace's show featured these now legendary models walking down the runway arm in arm while George Michael's Freedom played. This moment wasn't just about the clothes, it was about the power of these women, many of whom were women of color, showcasing diversity on the world stage. Naomi Campbell became particularly significant as the first Black model to achieve true supermodel status, thanks in part to Versace's support and spotlighting of her talent. He was a master of camp and theatricality. Gianni Versace's runway shows were revolutionary, transforming the catwalk into a stage for art, drama, and performance. Versace embraced camp, a sensibility often linked to queer culture and characterized by extravagance and irony. One standout example of this is in his 1992 runway show, which featured opulent and provocative BDSM-inspired leather looks, complete with buckles and straps. This daring combination of high fashion with elements of sexuality and theatrical irony pushed boundaries, elevating fashion into a space where clothing was not just functional, but a bold statement. Versace blurred the lines between fashion and art, embracing the over-the-top elements that celebrated beauty, individuality, and freedom. Gianni Versace's influence extended beyond design. He was also an advocate for LGBTQ rights at a time when public support for the community was rare, especially within the business world. Versace was openly gay and lived with his longtime partner. He was an active supporter of AIDS research, often attending events and making donations to the cause. In the early 1990s, at the height of the AIDS crisis, Versace publicly showed his support for Elton John's AIDS Foundation. Versace's unapologetic embrace of his sexuality and his platform for queer visibility in the mainstream helped pave the way for greater acceptance in the fashion industry. and beyond. Following Gianni Versace's tragic death in 1997, his sister Donatella took on the daunting role of maintaining the Versace brand. Donatella ensured that Gianni's essence, centered on audacious creativity and empowerment, remained intact. One notable example is the 2018 Spring-Summer Show, where Donatella orchestrated a reunion of the original supermodels, including Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Claudia Schiffer, and Helena Christensen. Beyond the runway, Donatella has continued to be an outspoken supporter of LGBTQ rights, frequently partnering with organizations like Pride Live and actively participating in Pride events. She carries forward Gianni's commitment to advocacy and representation, ensuring that Versace remains not only a symbol of high fashion, but also one of inclusivity and empowerment. Growing up, we were way too poor to buy the latest fashions, but thanks to my gay uncles, yes, I had gay uncles growing up. More on that a little bit later. Anyway, I would get all of these amazing hand-me-downs, and even though they were several sizes too big, putting on those articles of clothing, I don't know, because they were designed and thought out, they made me feel more confident and powerful, like I was saying something with my physical appearance. And I think that fashion has the power to change how we feel about ourselves. It can either bind us to societal norms, or it can allow us to freely express who we are. So what does fashion mean to you? And what is something that you've worn in the past that makes you feel amazing? Thanks for joining me on this journey through the life and legacy of Gianni Versace. He taught us that fashion is not just about clothing, it's about empowerment, visibility, and pride. And if you need more pride in your life, I have a newsletter coming out in just this next week. So sign up below with the link in the description. And if you need another queer video fix, I've got one right here. Until next time, stay strong, stay bold, and keep making history.